Hi, and welcome to this excerpt from one of the lectures in the Problem Solving with TRIZ course. In this extract, I will compare the typical approach for looking for resources to solve a problem versus the TRIZ way. Why do I have MacGyver's picture here? For those of you who have not seen an episode of MacGyver, it's about an employee of a foundation that supports social and environmental causes, according to Wikipedia. Mac, that's his nickname, always carries a Swiss knife and he solves problems through non-lethal means. A typical scene in an episode is one where he and his team would be trapped in a place and he would use whatever stuff is in the place to bust out of the place. Part of the show's popularity comes from the use of common objects that are readily available in creative ways to solve problems. For me, I think this is one of the subtle but strongest points of TRIZ. How do people or organizations typically solve problems? After using a tool for root cause analysis, brainstorming will be performed using one of many available techniques. Then some solutions are created and evaluated. In the process of evaluation, the resources for the solutions are listed down and costs are determined. The costs become part of the evaluation through some method like return on investment or payback period analysis. That's the equivalent of MacGyver coming up with a solution and then his team checks if the materials are available. If not, then he has to come up with a different solution and the materials will be checked again until by trial and error a solution will be developed and all the materials are available. Let's compare MacGyver's approach with the traditional approach. MacGyver's approach is the TRIZ approach. With TRIZ, listing the available resources is a step done before brainstorming a solution. This produces a solution that has a higher chance of getting approval because it might even skip the budget approval process. Thus, only the technical aspects have to be evaluated. On top of that, the solution can be implemented quickly because the resources are available. When Apollo 13 had multiple problems, the first thing that NASA engineers did was to take an inventory of what was available on the spacecraft and its environment. I remember that in the movie they solved the navigation problem by orienting themselves by keeping the Earth in the middle of the window while they fired their engines. In another scene, they put together a carbon dioxide filtration system with things that were on board. They did not have to come up with hundreds of solutions and then check which one had enough materials on board. As I said, it's a subtle but important difference from the way problems are typically solved. That's how TRIZ works. Don't think of a solution, then ask for resources. First, look at what you already have and try to solve the problem with those things. There are several examples in an article that explains this approach in the TRIZ course. To learn more about this, click on the link in the description. The complete lecture for this approach is one of the 38 lectures included in the TRIZ course. There are other courses that you can also check out at the school.